Gary into the pond. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
He's going to go swimming with the koi Michael Scott style.
Radiant team back.
That's what I like to hear. It is 10th pick for the Defenders as well. So my personal prediction is that they will ban the Visage in the last stage from Crewmates.
Okay.
Look,
there's
the
that
Bristle ban. I mean, can they make it more obvious? So like, oh yeah, we're just banning Bristle because you just played it. No. Because how good it is versus Visage.
Okay, Nyx Assassin, Snapfire's open, Center's open. That's pretty good versus all of those guys. Buck is open too.
Bat Rider, yeah.
Oh, Bat Rider, yeah.
A lot of
I
good
think
heroes.
The first game Nyx wasn't banned, right? Because Earth Spirit was banned much later. The other two.
Yes. I am surprised they actually take the Death Prophet out. I guess it's just a hero they like a lot inside of Latam, but didn't felt super impactful in game 2.
She can be, though. She's an enabler, right? She's like in that driver's seat, kind of lights the fire under other heroes that maybe play a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the game 1 strats.
Do you Lion here? Or do you Rubik?
No, you pick
we
a
saw one
3 that
yesterday.
flexes.
Did Rubik win yesterday?
10
We were
seconds
really
remaining.
hyping that hero up.
I think so.
No, he lost. He got stomped.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he got real crushed.
But it wasn't Rubik's fault. That's what I told myself,
No,
at
but
least.
he also didn't really contribute much, I would say.
The Good Samaritan
It
law.
was not a
You-
good Rubik draft.
you didn't
okay,
commit the
Trent?
crime,
Don't
but
blame
you
the
also-
hero.
You did nothing to help. You just sat there and watched the train wreck.
Yeah, he was
So
the
good work,
bystander
Rubik.
Rubik, you know?
You were
Nothing
forgettably
happening.
average. The worst place to be. There's nothing worse than being ordinary, Trent.
I tell you. They have
Man.
Mars potentially banned. Nope. I'm thinking of my 3 heroes that can flex mid potentially.
I mean, we
Not
have
a lot
seen
of
some
them.
teams still go Centaur into the Nyx. Like, yes, Nyx has good options, but Centaur is Centaur. And oh my God.
What the
Wow.
So riddle me this. Why pick it now? Was it
I
going to be
have
banned
no
in the next
idea.
stage? Like
It has
we
not
haven't
been
even
banned.
seen a
Dude, this
single
is amazing.
brute ban.
I love this.
What? Team back.
This is a serious mind game. All right, there's one
Okay.
great anti-brood hero. That's the Timber.
Okay, so
Now-
here's the logic I could see.
Okay.
Okay.
I definitely
Team back.
don't know about first phase. I mean, first phase, that makes me think that they believe this hero is strong enough that they can overcommit on counters and it's still going to be worth it. They definitely can't last pick it, because if you're last picking for the offlane and it's at all obvious, they're going to ban Brood in this stage. Like, what else is there? It's like Brood and like Tide is pretty good, I guess, some
10
games.
seconds
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, those are our classic offlane bans. First, wow, 4 heroes to counter Brood. That is fascinating.
Okay. So, I mean, I think this is what this hero does, though.
team
She, Broodmother is that sort of, like, big flag that you, like, you just kind of try to overcompensate for the Brood, and maybe that's what Latin Defenders is going for here. You just
Radiant team
force them
back.
into picks that they usually wouldn't go for, although the Timber is a hero they played before, so
Dire
not sure it's
team
working
back.
so far, but it's a really... It is a strong hero, you know. I said yesterday that all of the offlaners were doing bad with it, but our boy
Radiant's
Valky
team
here, he's
back.
8-4 with Broodmother in his pubs. So looks like he found his formula. He found a way to make the Brood work.
In the last 8 days, you're probably looking at the same thing. She's been picked 1,395 times in top tier pubs. She has
Yep.
a 57.7% win rate, with Brax picking it the most at 10
10
games.
seconds
And
remaining.
it only has one significant losing matchup. All the other ones are
5
basically
seconds
like,
remaining.
I'll list a couple, I guess. Legion is like decent. It's 35-41. So still pretty close, wins and losses. But ET is 24 wins and 34 losses. So ET's like, and Bat also is like a decent
about
lead over it,
Kunkka?
but every other hero is a winning.
I think you want
winning or
a
close
hero
for
that
Brood.
can play the Brood lane, and since Brood's off lane, like the Kunkka doesn't really, like, you can carry or 5 Kunkka, so
Okay.
yeah, I think, okay, I mean, I'm excited. Like, the build
Yeah.
seems to be rushing pipe, dude.
10
This is
seconds
so
remaining.
weird, but
I
it
haven't
seems to be working.
really watched the hero since
5
the rework.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I watch a couple of games, some European games. The build does vary a little bit, but it is not that super carry brew that we used to see. Like it's a little bit more support style. Not support, but like helping items and not carry items. Okay. So I'm assuming this is a Lion 4, Clockwork 5.
How much do you need to commit for Brood, I wonder? Is it even worth it? Like at this point, like you get the lane. Oh, they're picking the Oracle anyway. Okay. So they're not that concerned about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
maybe
you need to
that's
like pick
good.
a counter, but
Like, don't
do you really
overreact.
want a range support versus Brood? Like, I feel like having damage block would be pretty good, with an Ogre, something like that.
Well, I guess the lane kind of breaks down by that point, though,
Yeah, roots are really nice.
By
I
the
think
time
you
the
wanna
spiders are out.
have ways to catch
Yeah,
her.
that's true. That's true. Ursa, though.
Ooh, yeah, you can't really Veno.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, you could. I don't know. Veno and Timber.
5 seconds
It'd be
remaining.
kind of similar to their last game in terms of the pacing that you need. They could try it in the position 1 role.
Oh, the
That could maybe work.
Arkosh style.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they like to play weird heroes on FCR, so I wouldn't be surprised. The Lone Druid is out, huh? But I wonder how the matchup even unfolds here.
I don't like Bear versus Bear. I feel like the Lone Druid Bear is not that great versus Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa's pretty decent versus that guy. Everyone else, though, like, I wonder how the Brood Lone Druid matchup is. That's a very unusual one.
Yeah, I think it's all a bit of a mystery right now, right? Because
Yeah.
the actual idea of the hero is not quite sunken in yet.
Dire team ban.
Yep, they go for Storm.
Just want a game winner. They want options.
And that's more AoE damage also. I think Storm is actually a really good hybrid here where
Team ban.
he has no issue doing single target damage, but just by virtue of existing does a lot of AoE, kills out spiders and stuff.
All right, now they banned Lena. They didn't ban the Visage. My point still stands. They are going to Visage. I'm still convinced. It's coming.
That would be
I don't see anything dissuading me either.
Disgusting draft.
5
But I mean, it's not
Alright,
like
remaining.
as a Storm you care that much about Visage, though, right? I think
Dire team ban.
it's it's a good pick for Latam defenders, but doesn't seem necessarily strong versus crewmates. Unless he goes for that Orchid build, that was pretty good actually.
Yeah, I think that's the standard build right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
No more Deso, huh?
Um,
No
10
more
seconds
eggs. I guess you do go eggs, but afterwards.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, last time defenders have last pick, so there's the Visage.
I knew it. I knew it.
And I like the Storm because it also, in a way, dissuades the Tinker too. So that's kind of a free ban.
Oh, dude, I'm all about crewmates. All right, they're gonna win. They're in the right headspace.
10 seconds.
Count off game. 2 heroes don't matter.
What's
they're
the
in.
one though? I'm having trouble calling this. Like, who really matches up
PL?
against Broodmother? I was thinking Void a little bit. You got the Timber Saw. It's like good catch
What if-
versus the Spider.
What if you IO here? How bad is it?
I mean, there's still
'Cause-
Jug. There's still PL. I mean, Jug into
It's
Ursa, I guess, is a little
FCR,
weird,
my
but-
friend. I'm not sure he even knows how to play those heroes.
I don't know how to rank Wisp.
He
in a
was
draft
born
like this.
playing Ire, okay?
It's like Wisp
15
gets
years.
enabled by the Oracle, but can it handle the
What about
Brood
Drow?
Ursa?
Is he a Drow player? Because Drow looks kind of good. I mean, it's Drow versus Brood, but it's also new
Ooh.
Brood. I feel like Drow might be a lot better versus this hero now.
Okay, Huskar's a pretty good ban. They would have had to safe lane it, but I think that's still, or safe lane the Storm or do something weird.
They could TB as well. It's just
Actually,
not
I
his
like the
wheelhouse.
Seconds remaining.
It's pretty decent versus Brood.
If only there was a troll.
5 seconds remaining.
What about Anti-Mage?
Seems unnecessary.
Yeah, Anti-Mage with Xerxes is kind of meh, but I like where your mind's at, Zachary.
Just thinking we'll be like, how about Weaver?
How about Waver? I mean, that's not a bad shout, actually.
Okay.
Ooh, there's some mobility.
Different, but in that same vein. Yeah, I like the gap close, somebody that can get into the fight wherever they want. We've seen
He's
this
against
one
the
prophet.
clockwork, though. That's a little scary.
Yeah, but I feel like that counters a little more
10
for the
seconds remaining.
rat, like old school Nature's Prophet. If you're just playing one and you're in the fights,
5
it's a lot
seconds
harder
remaining.
for the clock to like punish Nature's Prophet that same way. Prophet just kills him, you know?
Okay. All right. I mean, this draft's looking solid.
Choose
Nice.
your
November.
hero.
This is a nice, well-rounded mid. Wow. I hate to go against the Brood, but I actually think that Crewmates are really onto something here. This is another one of these. Plays fast. I like their mobility and gap close. I love the Oracle. I kind of think this Timber is going to have another good game.
I like how Crewmates have diversified their damage quite a bit. Because assuming this Brood is going to be going like the Pipe Rush or whatever and like some Aura builds, they don't really have the best tower pushing because they've gone Ember Ursa in the end. So their goal is basically like get Roche and farm up a little bit, but they're going to be able to match that farm with Storm Spirit and Nature's Prophet. They can itemize whatever they want pretty much on Nature's Prophet too, depending on how the game's going. Like maybe he gets the Orchid himself. Maybe Royer just skips it. Maybe they get 2 Orchids. They can kind of play it by ear. I think that they just have more tools, more options, and just better heroes, honestly. I'd rather have the Crewmates draft on my team.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for his Ursa because I do feel like, once he has Battle Fury Blink BKB, he is kind of unstoppable, honestly. But if Crewmates plays like they did in Game 2, where they win their lanes, maybe the Ursa doesn't even have the chance for that. What I would say, though, is if Latam Defenders wins this game, they're going to be in a really good spot because, Nana used to be the clowny guy with the weird picks, but now you have to care about this Broodmother. So if they make a good showing for this, if they sell this right, then you just get a free ban, which is actually like a meta hero. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I would love to see the rise of the Brood, at least temporarily. Been a long time since this hero's felt relevant, and to pick it up second screams confidence. I got to side with Crewmates, though. We've seen how fast the FCR Prophet can play on the one. Pretty much guaranteed he's going to have a pretty good lane because, hey, Prophet's a hell of a laner. So, all right, Game 3, first series. Let's hand it over to the casters. Gary, Theben, Broodmother. Need I say more?
That was pretty much going to be my opening. Yeah, Broodmother, here we go. And off-lane Brood as well. Now, this hero has changed a significant amount in the recent patches, Theben, so it's not the early Spiderling complete lane control. What do we expect from this Valkyrie Brood in the position 3 now?
I've seen a few builds from the Broodmother so far. Some involve Solar Crest and Pipe. So even Guardian Greaves, just complete utility, or you can go for the Orb of Corrosion into Orchid build of some sort, just to be able to be that killer on your team as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw an Orchid Brood this game, and then going for that utility afterwards, because you are playing against Storm Spirit, you got the Nature's Prophet, Oracle, like these heroes will get kind of destroyed by a Orchid. And on the side of Crewmates, one thing I'm worried about is they don't really have good spider killers. It's only Timbersaw, essentially. And Timber himself is not a good spider killer because those spiders move really fast inside of the webs. And I'm worried that he's not going to be able to hit them. And Brood is going to have like 50 spiders just go on, find this Oracle, and just burst them.
Yeah, they did move the spiders to the ulti now, so Broodmother, very much like a sustain hero, isn't it, in the lane? With lifesteal, with the webs, you can just kind of stick around and you're a permanent mainstay threat in that off lane no matter what happens. Kind of similar to what a Timbersaw offers you. You keep having to think, right, how do we kill this hero? How do we shove it out of the lane? It's always pressuring your position 1 hero. And that's going to be FCR's profit.
Once Broodmother does hit level 6, that tier 1 tower is essentially dead. You can't actually stop him because he's just going to be running through the jungle, building up some spider stacks, creep cutting, and then running all the spiders into the tower. And Crewmates, like I said, they don't have that hero who can just kill all the spiders in one spell. And they're going to be having a very big spider problem this game. I think that's going to naturally give Ursa and Ember a better game as well. Mm-hmm. So Crewmates, they got to win lanes like really hard, but Nature's Prophet and Oracle, they don't really have kill threat onto a Brood. They can only try to deny it and slow him down.
Some of their other lanes, though, look pretty strong, though. We saw that Timbersaw of Hijack, spectacular game 2, of course, with the Nyx Assassin supporting him. That's a real solid lane. As Amin can go and stack jungle, move into mid to help out this Storm Spirit. And thinking about the Storm Spirit against Ember, that matchup, I feel like it can go either way.
It can. I do think it's much more Storm favored in the early laning stage. The mid game is where it gets a little bit trickier because the Storm, if he gets lassoed or chained up by the Ember,
30 seconds
then he can
to
just
battle.
pretty much die in that chain duration. Then you're also playing against a Lion. I do believe that Hijack shouldn't be having that good of a lane this time around because he's laning against an Ursa who can pretty much beat him up and kick him out of the lane on his own. And then you also got a Lion who can just stun him up. We see some lane movements here from Crewmates. They want the Nature's Prophet to lane into the Ursa and have the Timber against the Broodmother. I think this was a very wise decision from Crewmates.
And so far they've kept it very hidden. I think you touched on this previously. Keeping 3 cores behind your tier 2s. You're not contesting the bounty runes, but they're still going to get the 2 for 2, even though they weren't out on the map ready to really contest anything. So they're going to get that lane advantage themselves.
Hijack, he's also moving again. It looks like they found out that the Brood is playing bottom. So they want the Timber to go down there. I mean, this is very favorable for Latin defenders, if that's the case. Yep, there it is, Valkyrie shows. Okay,
Yeah,
you see what
Nyx went
Amin
behind
did?
that creep wave and stunned it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He
what's up
stunned
with
it.
that?
So the creep wave will go into the tower, and this means the Hijack Timbersaw, who's going to be late to the lane, will not be missing any creeps, and the lane will be pushing into Crewmates.
Perfect.
So Valkyrie, he might get the entire creep wave in terms of XP, but now the wave is in front of him, and the offlaner did not lose anything from that.
Yeah, he only got 1 CS, the Broodmother, and it looks like they are going to move Amin
Oh, Angel?
top.
Hold on, Angel
Goes
better
for the
be
stun
careful.
on the Oracle. Fortune's End. There's not really enough mana here for the Nyx. He needs another 10
He's got a mango.
to have his stun. Mango, given over to him. Trying to line up that little impale onto the line. He can turn with an Earth Spike of his own. Final
Got
touch.
boots.
Oh, he needs one more. Salve up with a stun. Lion's out of there while the battery assault goes onto D-Flash. So they do trade some regen early on. And Trilane versus Trilane up in the top spot.
And this is going to favor Hijack because he did not want to lane into the Ursa whatsoever. Broodmother matchup, much better for him. Valkyrie, he is still going to be fine. He's going to get his XP. He's an agility hero. He's not going to be affected by Whirling Death too much. And once he's level 6, he's just going to be farming anyway. Plus, you do want your Broodmother to be playing topside, so you get that easy tower. Overall, I think this laning setup is going to favor Crewmates heavily.
Oh yeah, I like the pickup of the Orb of Venom on this Timbersaw as well, like Ring of Protection, Orb of Venom, or top lane again. Amin, he's a speedy little Nyx Assassin though, away from the battery assault. Dragging both supports away from the lane, so then you've got this Oracle Prophet double ranged against the Ursa basically. I'm still sticking with that forced tri-lane top. But yeah, you're right, Timbersaw getting free experience bottom lane. He's going to be leveling up real nicely and not contested whatsoever. We can have a look in towards mid. Pretty dead even between the two, Storm and Ember Spirit. Both with their bottles, getting the water runes. Oh, hang on. I'm in. He's having a bit of fun up top. Dragging the attention of both of those Royal Radiant supports.
Yeah, and you can see the Ursa, he's struggling against these two range heroes here. They just pop it. Yeah, what'd you say about mid lane? Ryer, 15-4, 14-1. Yeah, seems pretty accurate. Ember can always just commit his resources to get the last hits. Ryer, he will have that advantage in terms of getting a few denies with that electric vortex. So everything looks pretty normal so far.
I'm trying to remember who it was. There was a Twitch stream where we had a bunch of... Oh, hang on. That Lion. Has he been caught out again? He's out of there. He's got stick and salve as well. He's fine. There was a stream where a bunch of pro players were like, on TeamSpeak with each other, talking about mid matchups and stuff like that. I think it was We and Envy who had a bit of an argument about Ember versus Storm, and I can't remember which way around it was, who did what. But one of them said Ember beats Storm every time. All you have to do is Sleight of Fist dodge the Remnant, and they went into a lobby, and the player on Storm Spirit just put down another Remnant and destroyed the Ember Spirit. Said, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't straight up win the lane.
Sounds like Envy, who's a big Ember advocate, probably was talking about that.
And we was just, nah, shut you down.
Yeah.
Oh, a little shock onto Amin. Fury swipes and the Orb of Venom. FCR's there though, Treants and the range right clicks start raining down onto the Ursa. These sticks are going to start getting some serious value on both sides. Everyone's just spamming their spells, trying to get that early advantage wherever they can, but Prophet with 12 denies, 23 last hits. FCR's having a real free time.
Yeah, I don't think Latin defenders, this is what they were thinking when they picked these heroes. They had, I don't know, they had to have this Ursa playing in the safe lane. Even if they thought the Nature's Prophet was going to dodge the lane, you had to have the Ursa bottom no matter what. Because you needed the Nature's Prophet to be out of position so you can have the Clockwork go from the back and get... Oh, Storm mid.
Yeah, he's being moved in on by Moonlight and Na, but Ryor is going to get the first blood. Has he got any regen left there? He's got bottle charges, pops his stick, no, fairy fires, another remnant with an overload charge. Ryor gets a double kill. You blew it indeed. Two heroes rotate in, none of them leave.
Very desperate play here from Latin defenders to go onto that Storm. I mean, he's level 5.
D-Flash.
Jeez.
Maybe they can kill the Oracle top. Ursa gets on top of the Oracle. Fortune's End holds them back. Oh my god. Cockhook not happy with this lane setup whatsoever. Armin is inside the cogs and Moonlight's going to get something off it at least, but Lion body blocked by the Treants. Nature's Prophet trying to give the chase onto the Lion, and Angel's finished off. D-Flash does get cleared through by Moonlight. Double kill for the Clockwork. He's hit level 3, but
one side has the carry alive and the other one doesn't. So it's a very clear winner here with FCR. 34 and 14. All 3 lanes of Crewmates are going really well for them right now.
Oh, if Ember dies mid again. They've got Vortex. They're going to burst through the Flame Guard. Try and pop that first. Armin is just behind the Storm, ready and waiting. Looking to line up with a Carapace and stun, but yeah, that's not very well timed. While FCR up at top, inside a Sprout. He's going to get out of there. Cogs push him close to the tower. Moonlight trapped inside the tree, and he turns
not
and just
again,
clicks
Moonlight.
him. FCR survives once more. And now Cockhook, he's lost a lot of his HP here. Finally, Broodmother arrives into the lane she was meant to be this entire time. Spawn Spiralings onto the FCR Prophet, chase the Oracle. Ursa gonna have to cut through the trees away from there, and now the lane swaps again. Timbersaw, level 6 against the 4 of Ursa. Does get the stun onto Hijack to slow him down. But now you've maneuvered your Brood top, the Timbers come to match it, so FCR just gonna go bot, isn't he?
Yep, you're gonna have to just get Cockhook some lane that he can just sit and farm in. He's only level 4 right now, almost 5, 7 minutes into the game, but he's struggling. He's got 19 last hits. And he's your hard carry who needs to be destroying this Timbersaw. At the rate the Timbersaw is farming, because he was solo XP, like, he's got to the point where the Ursa doesn't actually counter him anymore.
Right, bot lane. They're smoked. They're TPing. On to FCR. They've got Battery Assault, and they've got the Cogs. They need to kill him, and it looks like they have. Ember Spirit is going to snap into action with a Remnant and Chains. Kill off that FCR Prophet. And now a bit of breathing room for Cockhook in the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely.
And they also spot D-Flash. Really great ward from Moonlight. Sees the Oracle making his way through the trees. Very forward position here from the Oracle. Trying to leech up a bit of the experience. Goes for a bit of burst damage onto Cockhook. Doesn't expect the supports to have wrapped around on him so quickly, though, as the Radiant did scan him. Signs of life for the Latam defenders.
This is exactly what they need. They get that nice lane ward bottom too. Just wait till heroes come out and get the Lion and the Clockwork to go from the back. Like, this is what I expected from Latam defenders.
Ember.
Okay.
He remnanted to the top rune to dodge away from the Storm. Ball lightning back into him. He remnants a little further away, but Storm has that mana pool to get the courier snipe as well as the kill on Na. 0-2 for your Ember, and now a push into the mid-tier 1. They've got Blightstone Prophet. Witchblade is up. Focus onto Moonlight. Can't chase him down past the tower just yet, though.
That's a very early Witchblade too, Gary. That's going to be so scary. Every time he TPs somewhere with the Nyx Assassin Vendetta up, it's always going to be a kill.
I clicked him and I was like, hang on, what's he got? Just a straight up Witchblade. Oh, Broodmother gets a bit of room. Spawn Spiralings, spammed out. Make your army.
Valkyrie has finally realized that he can't be in front of the wave in front of the lane and just fighting into the timber. He's just gone to the back now and just farming all the neutrals. And you see these spiders on the tier 1 tower as well,
Under
just
attack.
chipping away. And Hijack's like, hold on, that's cheating. You can't do that.
Yeah, give me that money.
You can't just ignore me, guys. Please.
Watch the courier. The little axolotl courier. Safely over the hilltops.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So yeah, top 3 net worth right now, crewmates, all the way. They're gonna have a hood on Hijack soon.
Top tower
Of course,
is
that
under
Nature's
attack.
Prophet back into the treads
Radiant's
as
bottom
they
tower
get onto
is
these
under
towers incredibly quickly. Bot tier 1 looking like it's going to drop pretty soon as the rest of the Latam guys, they're moving back into the jungle, trying to find any spot to farm they can.
has fallen.
Cockhook's Ursa decided, I don't want to be bot anymore. I guess my tower being gone means I've got to play top lane. Try and get an
Yeah,
objective
Cockhook.
trade at least.
He's thinking like, oh, maybe I can put some pressure onto Hijack here, but
Can they
I
kill
don't
a
know.
storm?
I think he should just jungle this whole time.
Dire's top tower is
They
under
can't kill a
attack.
storm. Lion's actually the one in danger now. Armin, he's got the stun lined up.
Comes off on the Imbus
Pick off
too.
Angel. Moonlight top lane. Chakram inside of his cogs. I mean, he's trapped himself in the cage that he himself made. And Hijack, he's there with a whirling death. So they've successfully neutered the push that was up at top lane. It looks like Storm dodges away from the Ember Spirit again in the mid lane. Everybody from the Dire team just freely farming, dodging all these ganks. It's a completely, you said it, completely different team to what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, I mean they got one better draft, but also crewmates are just playing the map out better. Like they're not giving away any free kills, and I feel like lots of defenders they're kind of tilted, especially with the plays that Moonlight has been making so far. He's overestimating his powers and going on to this like storm, giving him that double kill. Now he's gonna have an Orchid 11 minutes in, being the highest net worth hero in the game as well. Like this Ember's game is gonna look so sad. Angel's game is gonna look so sad. He's a position 5 Lion in a
Dire's top
in a team
tower
in a
has
team where
fallen.
like everyone's behind. So he's never gonna have space to be able to just sit in a lane and farm that blink dagger
Radiant's
anymore.
middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it's never happening.
Oh, D-Flash. What's he
D-Flash?
doing there?
Not, I think he was running away from the Broodmother, and Moonlight and Angel there, and ready and waiting to accept his life.
All right, there's the random kill that Latin defender will get, and maybe they can do something with this. They got the clockwork hook shot ready. The best play for them right now is to find this Nyx assassin walking through a sentry, hook him, get a kill on him, maybe bait out a storm or something. Oh, Ryer.
But here's the Orchid.
Baited.
Hook shot on Hex. Catches onto Ryo, trying to chain stun the Storm and
No
mana
finger,
drain him
though.
as well. But Ryo just going to turn and Remnant
Oh,
and
he's
blast,
dead!
but he doesn't ball lightning away. He gets
So
caught
much
up and
damage.
dies.
Yeah, the battery assault, I think, stopped him for a little bit, and then the remnants, the triple remnants coming out there, very solid. That Lion didn't even have finger, too.
Oh, Hijack slices through that man with all the metal armor. Good impale on the Nyx assassin, but there's no remnants left for this Ember Spirit. He's holding a regen rune. Maybe he can dance around for long enough, but the Vendetta strike. The damage from Armin secures it. And
They still
we're
get
kind of
the
in a
kill on the
situation.
storm, though.
Dire's top tower is under
That's true, but like Nature's Prophet, he's had complete free farm for the past 2-3 minutes. Now he's top of the net worth.
Yeah, did you see the timber chain just like destroy all the spiders there? Oh my god, he just got like 100 gold worth of spiders or something, but that's just a nice stat padding. Yeah, the Nature's Prophet, he is farming in the meantime. Like he's got Ancients all to himself. Nobody else on the team is going to be farming that, so he can farm Ancients, go to a lane, push that out, go back to the Ancients, just rinse and repeat. We're going to be seeing an extremely farmed NP this game. And Latin defenders are still on the back foot, even though they did kill that Storm. And the way they killed that Storm was smart, right? They baited out the Ember. They knew that the Storm already had Orchid, and he's going to make a play. But to be able to do that again, it's going to be very hard. Valkyrie?
Valky. This time that Orchid should pay off dividends. Pick off the Broodmother.
Fine.
Oh, that's a
Very tanky with Hood.
Brood. Hijack, can you get the final move here with a Chakram, the chain forward? Valky finally dies. And Angel.
Nice.
Angel's moved in here to try and save the Broodmother, but yeah, like you said, position 5 Lion doesn't really stand a chance against the two cores that just maneuver
Oh,
themselves
the
so
Roshan,
quickly on
yep.
top of him, but Roshan has been taken by Cockhook and a hook shot in onto the Oracle. Ember Spirit straight on top of D-Flash finds it for no.
That's a sneaky play. You look at Ursa, what he's bought. He got the Morbid Mask and he's got the Possessed Mask. So he realized that the best way for them to come back is maybe get an Aegis for himself. This is not something you typically see from the Ursa because they're normally going for Battle Fury and just farm in, and you don't get the lifesteal.
Dire's
But
middle tower is under
this is the
attack.
opening that he felt was
Radiant's
necessary.
top tower is under
Broodmother,
attack.
he's very tanky. Got the mech now too, so another team item ready. He wouldn't have died if it wasn't for the Timber using the mana boots on the Storm. Like the Storm was actually out of gas there, but that mana boots really helped give that one little bit of extra jump. But it was all planned, right? Just a kind of a bait so the Ursa can take the Roshan without crewmates coming in to contest it.
Space created. So this Ursa build, you mentioned he has kind of adapted and changed things up, and I see he's got Yasha queued up. Yasha Basher, in fact, going to be what he's eyeing up right now. Very mid-game focused. He's going to lose a lot of his farming speed and acceleration, right? So Latam defenders kind of pigeonholing themselves into mid-game battles, aren't they?
Yeah, they need something creative to bring them back into this game right now. It's just crewmates feel like every time this Nyx goes somewhere and jumps someone, the Nature's Prophet's going to be TPing in or Storm's going to be zipping across. And the Timbersaw is just constantly providing vision by shoving all the lanes out and being in front of you.
And defending that mid-tier one, so there's no actual push coming. Well, Prophet going to TP back to his favorite spot. Over in that triangle towards the Ancients. It looks like he still needs a bit more time to get the BKB up and running, but that's definitely going to be a pivotal point there for FCR. We know how these Prophets like to TPN, just stand there and right-click people. As it looks like they want to smoke the crewmates. Get some more use out of this early Ryor Orchid.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
like Oracle
actually,
was
ever since he's got the Orchid, his net worth has kind of slowed down because he's been non-stop looking for some kind of kills, and that first play with the Orchid did fail onto the Ember Spirit,
Dire's middle tower is under
where he ended up dying. But he's got to keep on scaling. He can't just allow himself to be AFK off-map only.
And Broodmother being the other one really showing. Not the ideal target, like you said now with that mech and the hood. Not something the Storm can just go in and blow up completely. They'd love that Ember Spirit or even the Lion to be able to catch them first. As they do go on to hijack, burn through the majority of his mana. Storm zips in on the Lion though, and there's the Orchid, blow up Angel. Broodmother's chasing the Oracle down, but Armin falling as Ursa, he's moved in, still holding Aegis. Ember Spirit, off he runs. Down the ramp and away we go. Prophet not really getting involved here as the false promise required from the Oracle just to keep himself alive for the turnaround. Look at that hijack damage. Nearly blows up Moonlight. Prophet's decided it's time to play some Dota 2. The Remnant in towards the Storm, gets him with the chains. They want Ryor real bad, but the Aegis is popped. Ursa now trapped under this tier 2 tower, and Oracle, he survived. Heals himself up, and the damage is relentless. Ursa, he's about to be shredded. Oh, that Sprout working against them, but he doesn't get out of there as the Oracle jumped again by this Ember Spirit. One Remnant remains and a TP away, so they can't give chase towards him. The Broodmother, though, getting caught up by Armin. Already spent his stuns.
So tanky. He's so tanky and they don't have enough stuns to actually be able to bring him down. I mean, overall though, Gary, I will say that's a pretty big win for Latin defenders, even though the Ursa did die, because they got the kill on the Storm, they got the Oracle, they got the mid tower. And in the position that Latin defenders are in, you wouldn't think this would be possible. So, they do finally finish the BKB on crewmates. They need to start building into some more disables on the side of crewmates, I think. That's where they're kind of lacking right now. They need like a Hex or, you know, an Abyssal Blade or something. But actually, who is going to buy Abyssal on crewmates? It's just not possible, is it?
That's difficult.
Yeah, they need some more setups. I guess the Yules helps right now from the Timber, and the Nyx Assassin Yules is almost complete too. Yeah, just utilize these disables to kite out the Ursa, kite out his Enrage, even remove the Ember's Flame Guard, I guess.
Well,
Brood,
the mech, the
again.
hood. Broodmother this time will pop to the Soul Burn of the Orchid. Hasted Ember Spirit maneuvers himself away, but Lion doesn't have the same luxury of escape. Ember just going to dip out of that fight. And you can see crewmates, when they do group up as 5, they're utilizing that net worth advantage.
That's
And Moonlight. Oh, he wanted to try and de-ward. He gets it done, but trades his life for that double kill that hijack takes.
Why does it feel like both teams are just running at mid lane non-stop? And one team has a
Because
Broodmother.
that's
I
what they
don't
are.
feel like... Yeah, I don't feel like this Broodmother is supposed to be playing in the mid lane either. I mean, taking the mid tower was nice. Getting some webs around here is okay, but you're just such an exposed target. Storm or Nyx is always going to try and find you and hunt you like the way he just died. I would like to see him play on a silent and make it hard for the Nature's Prophet to come and farm that lane. And if they do want to kill him, they need to like smoke up with 2-3 heroes at least. Yeah, Valkyrie's just making himself too easy of a target just sitting mid.
Yeah, 3 kills, 2 deaths, 2 assists on that Broodmother still. Yeah, sitting mid. We'll see if they do decide to switch up their plans and make a move somewhere else. As Lion starts on to the Oracle.
He's got a finger.
Does zap into D-Flash, but False Promise has a Ghost Scepter, heals himself back up with the Purifying
They want
Flames.
the Timber.
They move on to Hijack. He's unkilled so far, 6-0 on the Timber Saw. Hijack with the reactive armor stacks up to 11 and Timber chaining all the way away from danger. So D-Flash is going to be the easier target that they'll finally bring down with another Earth Spike. Nanana on a killing spree, in fact.
Yep, definitely took some time to be able to kill him there. And Nanana went for that Yule's first item here, Gary, just because of the Storm Spear Orchid. I wonder if he knows that he can remove the heals if he uses Yule's on the Oracle. Because that took way longer than expected.
He misses his stun on the Brood. I'm trying to go for Valky. This time, baits them in, and Nanana is making these long moves around the map. Ember Spirits everywhere. They're causing chaos.
Yeah,
Net worth lead hasn't really moved. It's still stuck at like
not.
3-4k.
The Oracle kill and then chain that into a Nyx kill, and Crewmates are just starting to be outnumbered on the map for the time being. They just got to group right back up. Just let the Nyx lead the play. Play behind the Nyx with the Oracle.
Oh, Angel. And a failed hook shot. Lion down.
Radiant's bottom
Retreat time
under attack.
for Latam defenders, not wanting to stick around. As FCR down bottom, he's got BKB TPs, so there's really no chance of killing him.
Yeah, they were looking for
Hook's hasted.
some kind of a play here.
Flare scouts him.
Just gonna.
This Ursa.
There's no hook shot. He can
He's
just
hungry.
TP. Yeah, it's not happening. Nanana's like, I got one remnant left, buddy. I ain't trying for that play.
A long ball lightning from Storm, but there's Broodmother scuttering through the webs. And it's getting to that point. I think Bowie mentioned it, you're overcommitting, over-exaggerating the threat of this Broodmother, and you're bringing 3-4 heroes just to try and catch Valky. And if you fail, if you don't get that kill, then there's so much space here for the Ember, for the Ursa, to actually keep their farm rate going.
Yeah,
Like they
just
don't
need
look
Armin.
particularly under-farmed. It's just like Prophet is over-farmed at this point, as they do hook shot towards D-Flash. Moonlight playing this very aggressive front man. Clockwork and the Ember Spirit. They want to take the Oracle down. Another False Promise defensively used by D-Flash, and they lose the Clockwork as Hijack. Chain cancelled. Good Yule Scepter up. Ursa wants this with an Earth Spike onto the 2. The Nyx Assassin. What can he do? No more stuns, no saves, and that's a great double kill for Cocohook.
All right.
Net worth advantage is going to come back down to nil. It's a dead even game.
Exactly. These are huge kills, and the Ursa, I mean, all he's got is the Sanjin Yasha. He doesn't even have, like, the super fast farming ability or something like that. He's just joining his team in battling, and because they got that early Roshan, the second Roshan's going to come up real soon, and I totally see him just getting the shard from this and becoming an absolute monster after that. Like, that's going to secure his mid-game if they can actually get one more Aegis kill here.
I mean, it's up in 20 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, very early.
Dire is scanning it. They've got a
Very
feeling something's
early.
going on.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Ursa now third in net worth, barely behind the Timber Saw. Now his second clears out an Ancient Camp, and smoke time for the defenders. If they can get a pick-off or two and just mosey on into that pit. This is a brand new game for the Radiant team.
1 second, it's up. They're not going to check, though.
Crewmates. Smoke pops. Armin
They want kills.
doesn't have Vendetta for a couple of seconds, but a great impale into the ball lightning, catching the Lion, forcing Storm to retreat though, realizing there are too many targets here. And that Nyx Assassin just clapped on by Cocohook. He turns, he faces the Timber Saw. They forced a full retreat and a buyback from the Nyx now. Timbering forward, the BKB from the Prophet secures the kill on Lion. No buyback on him. So the defenders, they are going to have to try and retreat without too many casualties. Ember Spirit back onto Oracle. No False Promise for 10 seconds. They lose their 2 supports. The buyback from Nyx paid off as the Vortex. That Ball Lightning zipping straight onto the Brood. Pipe and Mech already used. So the sustain now limited, and they've got that timber chain forward, catching him out with a final stun.
They gotta get
No easy
here.
Roshan for Latam defenders, but it looks like it's going to be the crewmates that actually move into the pit.
They like, crewmates are ahead, but they're not really far ahead. Okay, there we go. The Broodmother is gonna buy back. They understand how important this Roshan is for Latam defenders and this Ursa. He's committed this build to being able to kill Roshan and playing around the Aegis. So they need to get this next Aegis here. And I think Latam defenders, they might just want to smoke up first and get a kill before they get the Ursa into the pit. Especially a kill onto the Nyx Assassin, since he did buyback, would be great. Amin has been struggling to finish his Yules. He's had the same amount of gold, same items for about, I want to say, 6 minutes now.
It's been a long time
Oh,
coming. That's a
Angel,
big ball.
what you doing there?
Straight onto Angel. He was trying to D-wall to get some vision going, but has to buy back now to defend the Roshan pit. Ursa, Earth shocks in. There's a DD Ember Spirit here. You do have to be worried about as the crewmates, because that Cogs trapping them around the ramps there. Nyx Assassin's about to fall. The mega kill streak continues. Not enough.
FCR
Wants
is in
the
trouble.
Prophet. FCR, BKB is wearing down, and they remnant straight on top of him. The Prophet
kill.
bursts through. Cookhook gets the double on Nana as well, with Storm dying. The Oracle, he's brought back, but I don't know if he can save this Timber Sword with the bashes and the stuns. They break through Hijack, and Roshan belongs to the defenders. Back and forth we go, but the crewmates lose out in the end.
They're not going to get this contest on this Roshan anymore. And now Cookhook is going to get a free shard plus the Aegis. And with this build, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, you can take the fight. Look at the fight right here. They go on to the Lion. They pop the mech and the pipe to try and save the Lion. Doesn't work out, but they go for more kills. All they have to do right now is settle that you already got one kill, reset, wait for the next pull, wait for the next Orchid, and then take the fight. But FCR, he's in the middle of this engagement. Ursa just jumps him. He's like, oh, hello, nature. All right, let me just go to you. He can't turn around and fight, and everybody just starts getting picked off one by one because your position 1 carry, NP, is running from the fight. They have to play much smarter, these team fight engagements on their side of crewmates. You use all your tools to kill one hero, you gotta go back and wait for your cooldowns.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not like you're waiting a
BKB
long
as well.
time either. Exactly.
Using BKBs
now-
to kill off the Lion.
And now this game just looks all Latam defenders. I mean, you have a Nature's Prophet, you got these pick-off heroes, but you keep 5v5 team fighting into Latam defenders, and it's like a huge mistake on crewmates right now. You gotta get the Nature's Prophet split pushing, get Latam defenders to split up a little bit, and then try to get some pick-offs with your Storm and your Nyx Assassin.
Right, so that fight was also the first showing of like Ursa Basher, Desolator, Ember Spirit, so they really did ramp up the damage very quickly, and now already well on their way towards the next set of items, which are going to be BKBs for these core heroes. Brood with Greaves and the Pipe, Permanent Sustain, the Walking Fountain now for Valky. And even considering going high ground, honestly, the Deso, this damage
yeah,
from Ursa
definitely.
Warrior, straight up to the
There's
tier
nothing
3.
to fear. I think they're going to lose their access here. I don't know how crewmates actually team fight this. They need to find Angel, but if they go on Angel, then Cookhook is just going to munch your face.
And look at how defensively they're sitting. Like Timbersaul's throwing out a few chakrams here and there. Nyx and Oracle don't want to make the play forward. Ranged Rax down. Cookhook wants to finish this. Sticks onto the melee. TP in, the Zip and Orchid. I mean, Storm Spirit gets hook-shotted up, and Cookhook straight on top of him. Bashes, forces the False Promise. The Yules onto the Ursa, but they're just chain-stunning Ryo. He has to jump back into Fountain. Now they can think about their options. Run away, ditch. They don't want to finish off the melee barracks. They've forced a lot out here from the crewmates just to defend. So they can TP bot back into Fountain. Get some more of that free fire out of the map. But Broodmother, is that a bait from Valky? Essence ring up. Heals enough, but Angel does die. Double BKB from the Dire team. Facing off against this Nana Ember Spirit. Timber chain away. Doesn't kill off Moonlight though. So Angel for Armin. Lion for Nyx. Feels pretty good for the Lamb defenders as they can dive behind this barracks now onto the Oracle. He doesn't have False Promise. He's dead for 70 seconds. There's no return to the fight for the Dire supports now.
And they're good
again,
with
very
that.
defensive.
Yeah, they got the 2 kills on the supports. They got the range racks. Just back off a little bit. Broodmother needs a bit more mana. He's so tanky on this Brood. He's got Essence Ring, Greaves, Pipe. What's his next item? He's just gonna buy like, I don't know. He could go AC or Shivas at this point, to be honest.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lotus Orb is okay too to remove the Orchid of the Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
Even the Witchblade effect.
Yeah, just go full out utility. I mean,
Was it a bait? Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, it was. It was, right? Like, Broodmother baited them in, they killed 2 supports.
Fallen.
I think he was really intending to TP out and refill his mana and come back and fight, but he wasn't gonna feel bad if they jumped him. And they did because they have this ward right outside the base there on the top side that watched him TP out. Because he was TPing out of the vision of crewmates. Like from his perspective.
A half bait. But yeah, what about like a Scythe of Vice for Valky, for example? Like you're mentioning these utility aura items. Could they do with a bit more disable, like on the Storm?
Oh, most definitely. I think that would be great. I just see Latin defenders being this immovable wall right now, where they just like run into the towers and they make crewmates come in and fight you. And when you have the power to do that, you don't need to have too many disables. Because they're running into you. Yeah. So this is gonna keep his teammates alive. See that Orchid is pretty much the only thing that can really kill them.
Oh, a Paladin Sword, Ursa doesn't want it. Wants to keep those spider legs, it looks like. Clockwork roaming around with a Philosopher's Stone and a shovel.
Yeah, the spider legs
Moonlight.
Great against the Sprout.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. And he doesn't have a Battle Fury, right? So he doesn't have that way to cut it out. Oh, come on, Moonlight. Use your shovel. Just wants to keep the Philosopher's Stone going. I'm in. And gets dusted up. Hook shot will secure the kill for Cuckhook. And looks like tier 1 and 2 bottom just going to be forfeited here by the crewmates. They are smoked
Gary,
up, but without your Nyx Assassin, you don't really want to start a fight there.
I've been in this position that crewmates are in many times in my life, especially at TIs, you know. You own the early game, you feel like you're dominating, you make some mistakes, and then this like team who have this killers, right, in their lineup
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
just kind of take over the game, and you feel so hopeless. Like if you look at crewmates right now, they're only down 5k gold. It's not even that bad, but you have this lineup that's supposed to be winning early on and controlling the mid game and split pushing, and you're kind of stuck in your base as a Nature's Prophet. It feels awful.
It really does. I mean, that Prophet is incredibly farmed. Top of the net worth, FCR. He's been given the world.
Yeah, except he's just getting countered by this one Ursa right now, who just gets on top of him.
Yeah, and starts bashing him. Oh, we'll go again. Tier 3. Pressured up here by the Latam defenders. They're not going to hard commit for it. I mean, they've just got them hemmed in the base right now. This is the crewmates' bunker. Can't move out. Can't find pickoffs. Maybe we could see FCR like TP to the other side of the map somewhere and try and cut some of these waves. Armin scouting with his Vendetta, but sentries placed all over the shop here by Angel, who did manage to farm himself a Blink Dagger and almost well, it's actually Glimmercape coming on the courier now. So this Pos 5 Lion, who looked like he was having a tragic time, he's got items now.
Yeah, he has. I mean, when you're ahead, like when the game was struggling for him is when his teammates were behind, right? And they needed to farm all the lanes themselves. No real space for Lion, but now that they're ahead, there's so much room for Angel as well. He's getting a bunch of golden XP from these kills onto crewmates who essentially became pinatas at some point.
Kind of stemming back to that Storm Spirit jump onto that Ember Spirit mid, right? You always think back to
the first Orchid play.
That first Orchid play, that reveal. It's investment into an item that should lead to aggression like this. Jump Moonlight, get the kill. Immediately, Cuckhook blinking towards FCR though. Yulesed up during that little move as the Ember remnanting in on top of Armin. Nyx Assassin has been hexed, so he can't turn and stun. And Valky looking to push up onto high ground. Next down, clock buys back, so 5 versus 4. And a great hook shot, the immediate jump. Good false promise though. A lot of damage dumped onto FCR, who does BKB
That's
up.
a dead end.
Can they get heals coming onto the Prophet? I think it's gonna pop. They eat the cheese on Ember Spirit, and yeah, Prophet's down for over a minute. Ryo is gonna finally bring None Enough to the ground as the Yule's on this little Ursa. will force them to retreat back. Moonlight's going to try and coax them away. Oh, Ryo and Hijack. They want the dieback on this clock real bad. He's glimmered up, but under the Whirling Death and the Chakrams, oh, they don't spot him. They don't know. He's run up northwards. And Armin is chased down by the Broodmother. They've got the Hex onto Ryo. Storm Spirit cleared through by Cookhook's Ursa. And they'll need to buy back to defend their base at this point. Storm and Prophet. Don't think Ember's got any remnants anywhere near this Dire base, though.
Dire's top barracks are under
So if he does buy back, it's going to be a long way coming as they hook shot straight onto tier 4s on the D-Flash. There's the forced buyback on the Storm. Angel, far too deep, though,
Get
and
the
the
double
Radiant
support
supports give a double kill to Hijack. Valky, Vortex, Storm Spirit, straight on top of him with the Orchid, the stuns and silences. Crewmates, they defend.
Alright, not a bad buyback there from Ryer just to be able to get that. I mean, Clockwork hooked in deep. He went for the tier 4s for that play onto the Oracle. And the Ursa's Blink Dagger was on cooldown. I want to say, it's very fortunate the Ursa's Blink Dagger was on cooldown there. Because if he jumped in after that Oracle with that Storm buying back, that might have been a straight wipe. So he's able to get back. And hopefully Crewmates, they're going to be able to push these lanes out just long enough and maybe get a kill before this Broodmother's alive. So they can continue to put those death timers on Latin defenders.
And
That's how they come back into
spawns,
this game. Yeah.
30
Or
seconds.
they can get Roshan. That's a way they can come back as well. They need this rush for Crewmates.
Someone please go sit in the pit.
That's
So
crazy.
close
You
to
know,
respawn.
the more I think about these games and we watch Gary, this Roshan just seems to be everything. Like, not only the second, obviously we talk about the second Roshan, how important it is, and that's what allowed Latin defenders to get ahead in this game, but everything becomes about the dances on the Roshan pit. Like, the Raxes matter far less than getting Aegis.
Yeah, whether it's, a Roshan sneak or steal, or someone making an outplay, or if it is, like you say, these kind of standoffs and dances around the pit, everything very centralized around that Roshan. As a rocket
They're
flare
not doing it.
scouts,
They
he
wanna
has
smoke.
respawned, but this smoke moves straight
Time
past
picks.
that rocket flare vision. Coco Hook under the Nyx assassin. Oh, he's earth shocked away. They felt something coming. They do get a hook shot onto the Nyx after that. Nanana, Yules, and trying to burst through Moonlight. Quite successfully, in fact. And onto Nanana, they've silenced him, stunned him. He's Yulesed himself up. He's got Manta Style too to try and dodge away from this danger. Remnants out of there. Coco Hook with a BKB still. Trapped in the Sprout. Earth Shock's out. Crewmates. They bring the numbers
Angel.
and they ball lining onto the
He's under
storm.
award.
Angel under that dire vision. Good two-man chains. Nanana with the BKB of his own. Starts to try to go to work, but he just doesn't output enough damage. FCR's Prophet just stands there, smacking him about.
They need Cocohook to go on top of FCR. That's the only way that Nature's Prophet runs away from the fight. And the reason why Cocohook was in the base is because Nyx, who is now level 17, is constantly mana burning him. And that's how you out-team fight the Ursa. He has no way to get his mana back. Just keep on mana burning him. You can't really kill him.
Storm on the Ember,
got the Ember.
with that DD rune. Cocohook's popped his BKB. He wants to try and chase FCR. No, he doesn't. He wants to run away. He wants to get the hell out of here. Away from the triangle. Timber chain forward. Chakra and Willing Death. He's got the spider legs to run. Lion and Clockwork also ditching. So another great pick off, and that surely is going to unlock Roshan for them. And Ryo's TPing
Definitely.
back home, but FCR's
They
into
got
the
rockets
pit.
though. They got rockets. They want to steal an Aegis or an Aghanims. Oh my god, that's an Aghanims. Holy crap, that's crazy. Because the Storm gets his
Third
axe.
Roshan.
Yeah, if they get that Electric Vortex upgrade for the Storm, that's going to be huge, Gary. Where are the steals at? No, they're not going
Storm
to try.
black hole, basically. And there it
Oh,
is.
man.
Ryo with Ags. Cheese on the deck for the FCR Prophet.
Yep, so nice to have free
Oh, boy.
6,000 gold upgrade. You just see his net worth skyrocket. He's like behind the Ursa now because of that Ags.
Yeah, he's got 3.5 grand saved too. We start thinking about buyback statuses at this point because the Radiant team was so close to breaking the dire base, but now it's actually Crewmates' turn to
Radiant's top tower.
move out across
Yeah.
this map and think about high
Yeah.
ground themselves, like Ursa, Timber, Oracle, the only 3 with buybacks right now.
So you can see like Latin defenders, that one hook shot from Moonlight has just flipped this game completely. I mean, that's late game for you and how delicate it is. If he didn't hook shot in, and they just settled for Roshan, understanding that it's going to spawn very soon and just seal this game. If they get Aegis on Latin defenders, Crewmates, they're going to be sitting in the base like they've been for the last 10 minutes of this game.
But they got a chance to fight under their tier 4s, yeah. Overextending. Let's definitely let them back in.
Yep, and if Nature's Prophet, he can get this Satanic, and all of a sudden, this Ursa might not even be able to fight into the NP, because you're going to get the Oracle False Promise on the NP, and then he's going to click Satanic, he's going to right-click the Ursa right back.
What level's the Prophet right now? 22? So he doesn't
22.
have that
Yeah.
global teleport cooldown reduction just yet.
Oh,
But
a
here they
fight's
are in
breaking onto
position.
the
Hard
ward.
shot, straight
Radiant
jump
ward.
onto the Nyx with a finger of death. Blow up Armin, dead for a minute and a half now. Valky, Moonlight, they're still looking for Hijack, but a good Timber Chain TP. Oh, Moonlight doesn't get close enough for a battery assault or anything.
A little bit of an opening for Latin defenders to try and find more kills while this Nyx is dead. Hopefully, they're not going to be playing defensively right now. That ward they had on the high ground near the Ancients area, helping them take that team fight.
So are we in a spot of the game now where one ward can literally define who wins and who loses this match?
Oh, definitely, Gary. Especially if the teams are both like even. I think wards are what wins games. More than lineups, to be honest. In the late game.
Is that bit of information, that one bit of vision. Knowing where your key targets are, target attribution's one thing. Thinking of like pre-planning your fight, who's going on whom, what you want to be able to jump, but being able to see it.
Check out the win
allows you to
percentage right
execute.
now.
What's it at? Oh wow. Pretty much 50-50.
It's almost 54 in favor of Crewmates, even though they're down one set of racks. So that speaks a lot right now.
The Nature's Prophet factor, Storm, in with the Aghanim's Vortex, has to ball away as Angel does lose his life. Oracle
line
being
kill.
focused though by Nana. Ember Spirits into the backlines, hunting down this D-Flash Oracle. Hijack trying to zone at Cocohook. They get the false promise onto FCR. The save onto the Nature's Prophet. He turns and hits Moonlight, but they've still got this Ursa running rampant in the team fight. He's been disarmed, gets out of it. FCR still alive. He doesn't have Satanic yet. He's gonna die. He's got buyback available, but Valky, no, they could retreat from this
Mana
one. Cocohook's
burn.
gonna be left stranded though. The mana burn means he can't Earthshot, can't run. And Cocohook's done. Oh, they got the wait. Uriel finds the Ember Spirit. He's got no remnants left. He can't run away.
No buybacks either. Oh boy.
They still have cheese on the Storm.
That's at least 2 sets of racks here.
The ball lightning in. Ryo straight onto the clockwork now. They are just ripping them apart. It all unfolds.
vision
Latin
again.
defenders dead without buyback. The vision, you said it. That one bit of vision.
With the clockwork dying back there, they might even consider going for tier 4s, but the Ursa will be up in 60 seconds. I think they will have one last fight if they go for the tier 4s under the throne with the Ember and the Ursa reviving, but we'll see. How is the damage output looking here? And we talked about this lifesteal with the Oracle. FCR, he lived through that false promise. He was able to do just enough damage. Buys back, comes back into the fight. Ryo revives with his Aegis. And, Crewmates, they just have so much more heroes with that Aegis and Cheese in play.
And they're going tier 4s. They're straight onto the tier 4s.
Oh,
It
30
looks like they've got the
seconds.
time
It's not
for
enough.
it. 30 seconds.
Yep. It's not enough for Latin defenders to defend here.
No, there's no glyph. Yules up the Broodmother. Hey, what can Lion do? Lion and Brood
Ember got
have a
enough
go with a
gold to buy
buyback
back.
on Ember Spirit. He got gold for it, but your throne is under assault. They've got the Vortex there on the Broodmother. The jump onto the Lion. Down goes Angel. Nana stuck in the middle of all of them. They don't care about
That's
the Ember
it.
Spirit. They are hitting the throne. They're ending the game, and the victory goes to Crewmates.
Moonlight
Moonlight
just
gets the
left
hell
the
out of
game.
there.
No GG. I mean, they are so salty. 100%. They are so salty. Like, they had this game. They got the top racks. They're middle. They're like, hero